Welcome to Aligned and Turned On with Nedjma. This is a space for women who are done settling for fine or performing their growth and ready to truly lead from their truth and their soul's purpose. This is where we have real, unfiltered conversations about what it actually takes to own your truth, your power, and your full self expression in all areas of your life. So through these conversations and through the lens of my work with the five-pointed star path, we go beyond surface level growth and into the kind of self-discovery that changes how you show up in everything. So let's dive in. Today, we are exploring the fourth step of the five-pointed star path, lead from your truth. And I am joined with the powerful, amazing Liese. Welcome, Liese. So happy to have you here.
Thank you so much. It's such a pleasant, it's something to be here with you.
Thank you so much. I met Lisa before, and your energy, I just have to say, is so soft and tender and grounding. So I feel like this conversation is going to be super powerful. But let me introduce you because Lisa is guiding brave hearts who never fit into the boxes. I can totally relate to this, who've been initiated by life into a deeper way of seeing and who are ready to lead and grow what they've built with more heart, bravery, and soul alignment. So her work is devoted to making love the baseline of how you lead, how you relate, receive, and create in love, life, and business. Because for brave hearts, love is the baseline and bravery is the way.
Get
So
it.
beautiful. My gosh, beautiful soul. Tell me, I feel like her theme is so in line with what you're doing. But I'm curious, how is leading from your truth? What does that mean right now for you in your life?
For me, it means that I'm really connected with all aspects of life
Mm.
and that I truly feel into what do I feel in life? How does life crap me over time and time and time again? And
Mm.
how can I, from that essence, show up in all the spaces, whether it's business or friendships or on socials, but how can I truly be connected with what is real and raw and
Mhm.
not like I'm putting it out there, just witness how we feel, but more like how can I truly alchemize this and go deeper into what I am here for, what life really wants me to take on. So it's
Mm.
really following the nudges in life and not getting fixed in a role or in a meaning like how you should do things,
Yeah.
but just surrender to life and accept whatever life. And life has funny ways, for sure.
Doesn't it? So I'm here. What I'm hearing is like there's almost like these two dimensions of like, what is my truth and how am I showing up outside of the performing, but
Yes,
also how I'm letting myself be led by life, being shown the
that's
way, right?
that's beautiful, Nedjma. I should hire you.
There you go.
Yeah, it's
But
exactly that. It's really that.
and that I love what you said because my whole thing is, and the name of the podcast is aligned and turned on. And turned on has nothing to do with sexuality, although it can for some people. But that's what I say. Like it's kind of like this spark, this moment where you feel this alignment, the joy, the desire, the pull. That's your soul's kind of cues and clues on where to follow for why you're here. Because I heard you speak about soul's purpose too.
Yes, and it's not only the joy and the spark and the light, but it's also when life really makes you feel that you are alive, that you feel. And
Yeah.
sometimes in our case, it can be really like, wow, I really feel exhausted. We have a very sensitive girl that
Yeah.
used to be 24/7 trancing or having seizures or and we really life invited us to really accept what this brought us. Like she's how she is, don't fix her, just accept this, see the beautiful things in that. And by just accepting it and not fighting to anything, I mean the sadness, the frustration, the tiredness, but really stay with that. That's the only thing we did. We stayed with it in our body and it transformed by itself. And it kind of gave a completely different perspective on what we are here for and how we can truly embody what we are here for. Because before this whole story, I had a vision and I had a direction, and but it was much more mental than I realized.
Mm.
And through what life is offering us, and by connecting that with the vision, but also constantly taking the time to feel what is inside of our microcosmos, and then aligning that with whatever mission you have to do, you really feel turned on. You feel alive in every single cell. It's like, and it's the game, like feeling it, but not being it. You just witness whatever is in your field,
Yeah.
and and
It's
that's
kind of,
where you find.
no, it's just like I'm hearing a kind of like a deep surrender in
Mhm.
how you're speaking.
Yes,
And I
yes.
can feel your embodiment in it too, just through how you're speaking it. That's quite beautiful.
Yeah, that's nice. Thank you. That actually really helped us in the way we lead and our business or in when we have seasons in our business. It's just like, okay, life wants us to feel something. Let's just feel it. Let's not force it. Let's just be happy that we can feel and that we
Mm,
have tools to stay with it and alchemize it, knowing that my grandma always said, one day at a time. And it's such a profound wisdom in such a simple sentence. It's like she just invited us constantly to be in the now.
yeah.
Um, just be
That
in the now.
that's so powerful because when someone hears leading from your truth, a high performance, high functioning woman might think, okay, what's my truth? Let's lead from it. Like there could be some like control and doing. But what I'm
Yeah,
hearing from you is like there could be some of that, but also can you surrender into what life is bringing you? Can you surrender
yeah,
into what your mission and what you're being pulled by and let
yeah,
go of wanting to control it?
exactly. And also let
Mm.
go of wanting to control the timelines
Mm.
because
When and
this
how, right?
when and how. And it's like I have an urge. Oh no, I can't have an urge because I have to do something else. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Yeah. So, and that's really interesting because for me, when I look at my soul mission is really important, but what is the most important, it's my family, it's my children, it's the relationship with my husband.
Yeah.
And and by really being present, not it's not that we don't do anything else, but by really being present in what is being mirrored constantly in our family,
Yeah.
what does that tell me about what is in my field?
Mhm.
It's like I all of a sudden realized I got a real important compass in life, and I was capable of zooming out because once I started to notice what was present in our field, I started to recognize that with my clients or our clients and in the people and in the collective. And I'm like, whoa, if you take the time to really sit with it and really feel it in, you start to see something that is much more collective. And that's a different way of leading for me than I did before.
Tell
It's
me
like,
about it a bit more in terms of like, because what you're feeling in the collective probably links to like what it's like. Because people who are listening might wonder, what is it like to not lead from your truth, like on a regular Tuesday? And you
yeah.
tapping into that. Yeah.
Well, for me, it feels more like leading from urge, ego, scarcity, from my push energy, which I also have. I really have it. And then I witness that and I come back to, okay, but how do I truly feel? Where am I really in life? What is life really inviting me? And then it changes again. But
Mhm.
by being aware of, like, for the moment we live at the sea, I constantly see the sea wherever in whatever room I enter, I see something really big in front of me. And it reminds me of I'm part of something big and I can really take control. But is this what is really asked from me to take control in this specific time? And many times when I'm seeing the sea, I feel like, no, no, no. It's like fine tune, fine tune. Don't push it. Don't go all the way. And then you start to feel those little moments like, whoa, if I post and if I do this, and it's feels like I'm supported by something bigger, and also by being in something bigger and constantly feeding myself with nature or with the sea or with
Yeah.
so I do feel like I'm very sensitive to, but many people, I think almost all the people, but they forgot, very sensitive to the seasons, to the cycles, to the moon, to the, and just taking the time, like, okay, I have my idea, but is this the moment? Or what do I feel in my body if I connect with the moon? Oh, I feel that my energy is going down. Oh, maybe
Mm.
I should just stay with this idea and feed it, but not take action with it.
Yeah.
But just
And
be
how do you
truthful.
like manage that? Because I'm just thinking like someone listening, if I was listening to that, I might have like a question. Like that sounds lovely. But what about deadlines? What about, let's say if we're talking business, like bringing income or, sometimes like it's a time of my cycle, but I have something planned or I need to show up for a parent meeting or things like that. How do you lead from your truth in the moments where life is asking you something that might not be aligned with how the moon and your moon is kind of calling you, right?
Yes, yes. Um, First of all, I really prioritize what is happening in real life,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of practiced to be very flexible and to be very comfortable with things changing.
Yeah.
And and by that, it's mainly focusing on what do I feel and what is right in front of us. But I do, of course, know where the moon is or when I have my cycle, and I kind of yeah, I take it in consideration before I plan something. Like if I do a big lounge, I truly check the moon, I truly check my cycle, and I'm going. I have to schedule that around those strong periods of time. But sometimes you don't have that luxury, and it needs
Yes.
to be done. But what I do then is I just make sure that I have around that deadline plenty of time to do the other things. Like if we have a lot to do, which we come out of a season from moving out, moving in, we're in the back end, we're writing a book about our story, we're planning a big event. We have to actually look for another date because the book will not be finished and published by then. But then I just sit with what does it do with me? What do I truly feel? And then you come on all the layers like, oh, some it does feel a part of me feels like, oh, it's failing. What are the people going to think? Okay, let's sit with it. Let's just heal this once again because it shows up in another way. Or another part says, no, I really want it then because we did all the preparation. And okay, let's just sit with it and then connect back to, but why are we writing this book? Why are we truly planning this event? It has a lot to do with love because the main teaching in the book is what those sensitive children bring in. They really want us to go to a frequency of love, and I'm not talking about romantic love. I'm really
Yes.
talking about
Love
deep,
capital L, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
biggest love. So when I reconnect with that, then I can just surrender. Like, okay, the things we don't have in our hands, let's just follow what life brings
Yeah.
and let it not take away from the love that we feel for the event or from the love. But just, okay, you have a plan. We don't see the plan. Maybe this will
It's
make
like
something.
going through life, and then life will come challenges and limitations and pressures, right? But you can still lead from your truth. It doesn't mean like, okay, I need to stay in my cave and perfectly plan all the moon cycles and my cycle and the
Yeah,
season. And because
yeah,
some people can be very inflexible. Like I love that you brought this, you learned to be so flexible and be
yeah.
okay with uncertainty because you were actually life brought to you that you had no choice.
We had no choice.
Right. So it's not
No,
about like, okay, I need to just stay back and do all my perfect charting and finding, but it's like, can you utilize that? And what I'm hearing you say is coming back to you, how you
yeah,
feel and why you're doing things. So it's like mission and me, body
yeah,
and me, and
yeah,
mission, and using that to navigate. It's not going to be like everything's going to be at the perfect time and in sync with the moon or whatnot, but what is my truth in that? And how do I choose to lead myself through all of this?
Yes. And
Hmm.
through all those challenges, and everybody has challenges, um, the beautiful thing is, can you stay really connected? Can you stay really in your heart? And that's a difficult one. Like
Yeah.
the past days, I was struggling. I felt my heart closing, and
Oh,
I constantly had to remind myself, like, Lisa, stay open in your heart. Okay, you notice it and you can make a big story of it, but just come back to your heart. Come back to love, come back to love. Because if we are not in love, we get that mirrored back immediately by our youngest one. Her body takes over.
yeah.
She's going to show us where we are not connected with ourselves or with each other. And it's really like, okay,
Wow. It's
you
like the
see it?
instant
Like,
mirror, so you can't really
it's,
avoid it. That's so powerful and
yeah.
also very challenging. Like it requires a level of mastery because I feel it too. There's some things in my business and building certain things and going out to new situations where it's outside of the comfort zone and there's this fear going into the expansion zone. And even though it's not true, it almost feels like life and death. And all we
Yeah,
want is to retreat into a little cave and like disappear and all, never mind, right?
yeah.
But you don't have the luxury to do that and to entertain that because your child mirrors it automatically.
Automatically
Mm.
24/7. Yeah. We're constantly, yeah, we're
Yeah,
constantly awake, constantly
yeah.
very alert, very, actually, she grounds us by doing that. She really
Yes.
keeps us in the now. She keeps us in the body. She keeps us in, even like, what is my body sensing? Huh? Oh, I feel something shifted in the energy, in the atmosphere, in the room.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
let's
are not
just, and
even
then,
conscious of it, but you're seeing it. So you're like, wait,
yes,
okay, I need to look
yes.
in. And you don't have to be, for people listening, like, you don't have to be like in this situation where you're constantly being mirrored, but it's a
No,
call to tuning in a bit more often and maybe having these moments where you
yes.
check in with yourself.
Yeah, and that's the gift of a very big challenge. And the
Mhm.
challenge doesn't, they do not have to be that big. But if you zoom out and you really accept the challenge, there's something inside of it that makes you so much more sensitive to frequency. And that's really, it's a present we got. I truly don't wish it to everybody because it's been really, really intense.
Yeah.
But for some reason, we started to learn to trust much deeper on ourselves and just relying, like, there are things that we make up with our mind, but there is also something that yeah, we can sense in a subtle way. And before this whole challenge, we were not aware of that.
Yeah.
And even in the challenge, we could have chosen to, for example, bring her to an institution or make sure someone takes care of her so
Yeah.
we can work. But we just accepted, like, oh, okay, this comes in our way.
Mhm.
Maybe because life wants us to be present with this and to expand to another version of ourselves. So
So there's the
it's not
trust
always,
there, right? It's like that's the other piece I'm hearing, like the trust or the faith, right? It's like I'm surrendering to life. I'm surrendering, but I'm also an active participant. It's not just like I'm just letting go of everything, right? I'm following my truth, I'm tuning in. But then it's
yeah,
like choosing to trust, choosing to have faith that this is leading
yeah,
you where you need to be going. And it might
yes,
not always be perfect. You might take a direction and thought you were following your truth. And then you're like, oh, something else has been shown because it can be sneaky. Like you're talking about ego or call it conditioning or
yeah,
layers of wounds. And sometimes it feels like this is an alignment because these layers or this, let's say, belief or false idea of ourselves can
yeah.
be so sneaky to actually identify.
Yes, and like they come in ways that we had the feeling we had to be present for others, we had to help others. And then at a certain point, I thought, but we have to help people. And then I thought, but we are people ourselves. Let's start with ourselves first. I mean,
I love
how
that.
can we help people if we kind of use the work we do not to feel what is alive and present in our life? So
Mm,
let's just
yes.
first go there, and then from that, I mean, we had to suffer anyway, and my husband tells that really beautiful. If you suffer in life anyway, do it in a way that you can help people with that. So don't go away from the suffering part, but stay present and make sure you learn a lot about it and around it and inside of it, and then bring that to the people. Because the next one that suffers that exactly part, um, maybe they don't have to go that deep because we already went in that direction.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just, although we had it all planned out and it was all working very fine,
Life
all
had a
our
different plan.
life
Yeah.
really said, no, we're not going to do that. You're not
Yeah.
going to, yeah, build up that fast and put the children in school and have many clients and work to the weekends and then have some time together. Life just said,
Yeah.
no, we want you to truly be in your heart and to open up for visible but also invisible realms. And yeah,
But yeah.
I'm really grateful.
Exactly. And oh, that's such a powerful story because what I'm also hearing from when you say let's start with ourselves, like we're people too, it's also kind of that dimension of giving ourselves grace. Because
Hmm.
I think I'll speak for myself, but I can be so hard on myself. And I know a lot of my clients also tend to be really hard on themselves.
Yeah.
But that actually, I feel, cuts you away from tuning into your truth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, the signal that you
Yeah,
might need to
you might be
practice.
you might be away from it, right? And it's like,
Yeah.
how can you give yourself grace and come
Yeah.
back, like we said, to your mission, to why,
Yeah.
to your body? And but there's
Yeah.
moments. There are moments where it's like, I don't know. I'm such in a deep emotion. I know some
Yeah.
people like have deep despair or anger or frustration. Like it feels so overtaking. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, coming back to my body, just even that feels like I ain't got time for this. I gotta move. I gotta move. Like
Mhm.
what would you recommend for someone in this place?
I have that, just to be very honest and clear, I have that too. There are moments that I'm like,
Yes.
no, I don't have time for this. I don't have time to go outside. I really have a plan.
Mhm,
I want to do this. I want to do
mhm.
this. That. But I already learned that if I push through on that, I'll get there, but the results are different and it takes me much more time. And when I just take a moment and just land in my body, and I have a specific gesture. I'm always with my back straight. I put on my crown chakra open and I sit on my sit bones. And then I work with my breath and I really let my breath do its thing, but I feel what is being touched, where it's going. And then I start from the feeling of self-criticism, but then my body shows me deeper, on a deeper level, what is
Yeah.
underneath that, what is underneath that. And
Yes.
then I just stay with it with my breath. And at a certain point, it really leaves my body through my sit bones. It goes into the earth, and I feel like, whoa, I'm so connected with heaven and earth now. And there comes a calm in my system that really feels nourishing.
Yeah.
And it's all I have to do, and I can do it everywhere. I used to do it when I worked one on one with clients in real time. I was just sitting in my position, and I noticed that I took way much inside of me of their heavy energies.
Mm. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got my own system really clear, and I was much more a channel than I could just feel in my body what was happening in their body.
Yeah.
And I knew because I was straight up that it was not mine. So I could guide them to the places in their body.
That's really
And it's,
awesome.
yeah, it's just my way of, okay, I feel I'm going in overdrive. And sometimes I'm not
Mhm.
getting myself out, but my beautiful husband shows me, he says, will it be time to just sit, breathe,
Yeah.
minutes and feel? And then I feel, yeah, yeah, I know that part, not going that
Fine,
way.
fine. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's cool. And I do something similar. I love um I can't remember who said that, but you probably heard that before. Like emotions have a cycle and then they get trapped when we don't let them actually be felt. And so
Yes,
what you're describing feels a little bit like that, like just sitting and just feeling what's happening in the body without trying to label it, without trying to fix it, but just really
yes,
allowing the emotion to run its course. And then
yeah,
oftentimes another emotion comes, like you said, like what's underneath and what's underneath. And I find that very powerful too. And of course, the breath definitely
Yeah,
amplifies all of it and helps to connect more deeply with ourselves
yeah, yeah. And
and
also
our
if you
truth.
stay, and the truth, yeah. And if
Yeah.
you stay with the emotion, you refine it to the senses, to the sensations, and you can really drop the story then and just stay
Yeah.
present. And those are really interesting parts to as a they you can use them as a compass. They are guides for you. So
And even if you're
I
not able to actually get yourself like fully centered and like in like connected with the heavens and the earth, right? Not everybody in every situation, but to just keep on practicing it. And even if just like the surface emotion gets to be expressed, like that's already such a win.
yes, it
Yeah.
is. Yeah, it's a win,
Amazing.
and it's the more you do it, the easier it starts to go, the faster
Yes.
the periods in between go, and yeah, it's just so. It's what you said in the beginning. I can feel your embodiment. It's because it's in my body. I can anchor people because of that frequency that is in our system.
Yes.
And also when, for example, if she goes into a seizure, we see a lot of people willing to help, going into panic, but then they look at us and they feel like, oh, but they have it, and we have it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
It's
just
like,
our
why are you
body.
so calm? We're used to this. Don't
You
worry.
should be in panic. You should go. Can we are you sure you don't want a pillow? And then we're like,
No, we're
no,
good.
just it's fine. It's fine. We're going to breathe it out. Come, it all will be fine.
Mm,
But it's such a beautiful metaphor for whatever can go wrong or whatever can go out of control in life. How can you really accept it, stay with it, stay present, stay anchored? And it's not that we don't feel anything. We do,
of
but
course.
we come back to the body.
Come
And
back to
for
the body.
me, yeah, and that's how we lead in life. And our business is actually just a part of our life. I mean, main focus is on living, um, building that space of love where our little family just loves to be in, or come back to that space of love if we fell out.
Yes.
And from there, we just
That-
expand those spaces, and people call it business, and it's fine. It's okay.
I love it. What you call it, it's all life, right? It's all part of
All
that.
life, yes, it's just part of us. It's who we are. It doesn't feel like working. It's if people want to be in our fields, okay, perfect. Then come in, and then we inspire you, and from there it lives. It's a living thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Lisa. Was such a deep conversation. Everybody, if you feeling this frequency that we're in right now, if this is stirring something up and you don't just leave it there, I'd love to invite you to join my private community on Facebook called Align and Turned On. The link will be in the bio. And I would also love to hear Lisa, if people want to connect with you, what you have offering right now, just tell us all the good stuff.
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm going to be in your Facebook group, so they can find me over there if they want to.
Perfect, perfect.
And you can just type my name, Liese Gekire, on Instagram or Facebook. You can also look on braveheartsrisingtogether.com,
Mm,
because there we speak about the book that is going to be there. You can find out more about our story and how we navigated that,
yeah.
and also about the event, about our spaces. But we have on Bravehearts Rising Together, we can give you access to our story and much more. So whatever feels aligned or whatever is resonating, just reach out and we give you the access. But I'm definitely also available inside Nedjma's Facebook group. So
Brilliant. And we'll put the link also in the handle for your name in the show notes so you can find all the information there. Thank you so
yes,
much again. This was
it was my
amazing.
honor.
And thank you everybody who's listening because we don't take your attention lightly. Thank you for
Mhm.
opening to us and to listening until this point. And we're sending you so much love.
We will do that, definitely. Bye.
Love is the way.
That was the way, yes.